Let me turn down this.
And we are live.
Oh, howdy, folks. Welcome to another episode of Friday Night Tech Talks. It's me, Ted Talks, and your host, Judge Mobile Geezer. Say hi, Judge.
Hey, folks, how are you? Glad you're here.
Host, Judge.
We've already had Renz and Nigel in here. Oh, here's Brian. Hey, Brian.
Yes, hello, Renz. How are you doing? He's probably going to be on your way to work soon.
Yeah, Renz is already driving to work.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Yep.
Safe journey, Renz. I hope. Yep, traffic is not too bad. And what's up, Brian? Let me go check. Let me just quickly check my settings. I want to make sure that my mic is, my mic is coming from my AirPods. Let's see if I can switch it to my lav mic.
You got to mess with it. When you have it right, you got to mess with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
All right. How's that now?
It's fine.
Was it better than before? Was it better than AirPods?
Sounds the same to me.
About the same. Okay.
Well, remember, I have old ears.
You know, I was actually playing back the last show that we did, and when I was using the Planetronics headset, my audio was terrible.
Oh, okay. See, I guess I hear it different than here. Brian says it sounds good right now.
Let me quickly share this with the. Should I share this with the boys on the Sun Gadget Discord? Yeah, I'll put it in. And let's see what you did on Twitter.
I put our usual we're live at, and put it on Facebook like I always do.
Well, nothing.
Brian says, "Well, just say, George, they don't make them like they used to." No, see, I'm old, so I never change my mic. So my stuff stays the same every week because I'm set in my ways. He's inspecting his tongue, folks.
No, I'm just checking. I'm using a different color profile on the camera.
It shows. I mean, it is different than usual.
Yeah, there's more contrast in this profile.
Yeah, you got more contrast. You have special, very much enhanced light in both your cheeks and the middle of your forehead.
Don't know whether I should take it out. Where's all that light come? It's treating my head like a candlelight.
From your own window. That's better. That's a little bit better.
I'll figure it out next week. Old stuff is good and consistent. Yeah, consistent for sure.
See that? I'm good and consistent.
Let me get some stories up.
Yeah, that's the first one. Let's see.
Well, how was you, by the way?
How was what? My week, you said?
Yeah, the week.
Oh, yeah, it's been great. I've been driving all over the place. Been to Knoxville and back a couple of times. And you know me, as long as I'm driving, I'm happy. I am sharing my screen so it's there whenever you want to put it up there. Anyway, I've had a pretty good week. You?
Not really. Hasn't been very productive at all, to be honest. Yes, Brian, wires from headphone jacks work better than Bluetooth. Hence,
I'm using my Oki Bluetooth, so.
I'm using these AirPods to hear and this lav mic to speak, connected to the MacBook Pro.
Yeah, see, I use my Blue Yeti every week, but it sits on my desk and never moves. So.
Your girlfriend must be talking on those AirPod Pros a lot, Brian. They're usually good for about, 3 hours at least when you're talking on them?
I almost never use mine. I tend to use my my Galaxy Buds Pro and my Galaxy Buds Plus all the time. I find the Alt key works perfect for doing this. So I use those.
I was going to say, also the thing about AirPods Pro is that the battery does wear out quite quickly, so you don't get as much battery life as you do as the years go by on an AirPods Pro. Luckily, I don't use mine as much, but I did buy them used.
I know the last time I used my AirPods, I just have AirPods, I don't have Pro. The last time I used them on a bicycle ride, yeah, I did wear them down pretty good. But of course, I take 2.5 hours at least when I go on a bicycle ride. So.
All right.
Right.
Let's see what the first
here if you want it.
I'll share it on my end. I can hide the ads if I need to.
Okay.
Let's see how I do this. So I open it on my iPad, and I'm going to airdrop it to my PC, to my Mac. Yes, good job. And then let me share the screen. Brian says she uses them because the content. Well,
I don't see what using them. Do they get rid of annoying content somehow? I don't get it.
Because no.
It's annoying to him. I get it.
It's annoying to
him. Okay.
Yeah, it's a reverse between me and my girlfriend.
Tell a woman that something she does is annoying.
You don't exactly know what she's listening to, George. Could be The View. Could be could be a Home Network YouTube channel.
You'd never say that to a Jersey girl. Like I couldn't say that to Elmer, and I couldn't say that to Rita. Jersey girls.
My girlfriend is always telling me to put on my AirPods, and I watch stuff. And I'm grateful for the AirPods I got for her. You know, whenever she's getting the urge to watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians, she's on those. She's on those AirPods.
I would find that very annoying.
So yeah, now you see where Brian's coming from. There's one downside, though, you know, because she's putting on noise canceling headphones. You know, my girlfriend, she'll like exclaim very loudly over something like she's watching. She'll be like, like, you know, she agrees very loudly with what she watches because of this, like, you know. Whereas if she hadn't had anything in her ear, she wouldn't be so loud. So that's one downside.
Yeah, and a lot of people do that. That makes sense, you know.
All right. So ladies and gentlemen, this was a story that was meant truly for me.
Yeah.
As reported by Ars Technica by Ron Amadeo, the Sharp phone has one giant 1-inch camera sensor. In terms of camera sensor sizes, 1 inch is not giant at all, but as for a smartphone, it is pretty giant.
Yeah, in a smartphone it is. Yeah.
Yep. Usually a 1-inch sensor is reserved for travel cameras, pocket cameras, you know.
I wish they had put a price on this thing.
Yeah. For
Very
years,
intriguing.
I've always wondered, like, you know, what if instead of just putting multiple cameras on a phone, we just put one big one?
We're going to find out. That means you're going to have to buy this, right?
I don't know. It might be this or a Sony phone. I don't know.
It's got the 888, so it's going to cost.
Is filing the back of a smartphone? Oh, sorry, guys. I forgot. Boom.
Filling.
There you go. Is filling the back of a smartphone with several small camera lenses really the best camera solution? Sharp is bucking the multi-camera trend with the Aquos R6, a phone with, get this, a single massive camera on the back. Sharp is skipping all the wide-angle zoom lenses out there and going with a giant 1-inch camera sensor instead. This is either the single biggest smartphone camera sensor ever, or it's tied to the largest, depending on how you categorize 2014's Panasonic Lumix CM1, which isn't so much as a phone as it was a point-and-shoot camera that runs Android and can make phone calls. Sharp is not just talking about the camera sensor supplier, but there's a good chance that that the part is from fellow Japanese company Sony, which has a 1-inch IMX800 sensor circulating around the rumor mill for some time. Sony is a leading smartphone camera sensor manufacturer, so don't be surprised to see a few more 1-inch camera sensors this year. I don't anticipate we'll be seeing actually much.
I anticipate we will. See, I think we will.
Who from who this year in 2021? From who? Huawei, the Mate.
I wouldn't be
50?
surprised if we saw it in some down the line Huawei or Samsung.
Samsung's not putting out any other phone, right? It's just the
Well, I wouldn't put that past Samsung. Keep in mind it's only May. They have lots of time.
Listen, they have time. Unless maybe they put out a Note phone or they update a Galaxy Fold phone, but they're really going to put a 1-inch sensor on a Fold.
All I'm saying is I would bet somebody else is going to do this, assuming Sharp has some positive reaction to it.
Well, if people are going to wait for the positive reaction from Sharp, then they're not going to be putting out a phone this year. The timeline won't work.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, you got a point there, but we'll see. In any case, running into next year, maybe, but I could still see other people doing it. Hey, Crystal's here. Hey, Crystal, good to see you.
Oh yeah, of course.
He's got his cigar going now.
You know, when I get an exciting story like this, I gotta embellish.
Wait, should I play Mr. Big? Should I play Mr. Big stuff? Okay.
Now the phone comes with an Android 11, a Snapdragon 888, 12 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage. Yes, a micro SD slot. Thank goodness. 5,000 milliamp hour battery, headphone jack. Yep. It comes with the headphone jack. Oh crap. And a USB-C port. Don't know why they say that.
When I saw micro SD and headphone jack, I'm like, yes, go ahead and get the thing going sharp.
I wonder why they put in the fact that it has a USB-C port. Like,
well, I guess they're trying to tell everything. That's all.
So the display, the Sharp made OLED display, a whopping 240 hertz refresh rate. That's quite unusual. Very high, of course.
Yes.
Sharp has made 248 hertz displays before, but this is the world's first display to have a dynamic refresh rate. I don't know how I feel about that one. That goes from 1 hertz to 240 hertz depending on the content. Usually I prefer my hertz to be controllable, like I tell it how fast or how slow it goes.
And that's what as soon as I read that, I'm like, yeah, can we control it?
Yeah, because when you have like an adaptive refresh rate, like when it's like shuffling, like especially if you're playing games, like you wouldn't really like your gameplay so much.
Yeah, I'd rather be able to control it manually somehow.
We finally found a phone that uses Qualcomm's 3D Sonic Max ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. Qualcomm originally announced this part back in December 2019 as a dramatic 7 times bigger fingerprint sensor than the current components on the market.
17 times bigger.
Yep. At 30 by 20, it was big enough to fit 2 fingers on at once. That bigger, yep. The most common cause of fingerprint reading sensors is a finger missing the sensor, so a bigger sensor can help with accuracy, yes. This sounded like a revolution in fingerprint sensors at the time, but no company shipped it in a phone. It seems like Sharp is the first one to do so, and it now says it has the largest fingerprint sensor in the world. Sharp does not have a huge international distribution system, so expect this phone to be hard to get a hold of. There's no price yet, but the phone is scheduled to launch in Japan in June, which is 2 weeks from now? Yeah, 2 weeks from now.
A week and a half from now.
I wonder what the
I
software
was
is going to be like.
I was disappointed that they didn't at least show us a picture with the fingerprint sensor.
Yeah, good point, George. Let's go look at some pictures of this. There's none in this reader thing. Let me show you.
Yeah, go find
show
some.
you
Yeah,
guys.
that'd be cool. This is pretty intriguing, but you know it's going to be 1,000 or up.
I'm thinking about 1,500.
Okay, well, I said or up.
Yeah.
And since
actually, let me just say, I hope it's around 1,500, because look at that. I can't quite see. Oh yeah, there is some. There's got some top and bezels here. And we got a visible selfie camera. They didn't say anything about the selfie camera. This is what got my attention, though. Let's zoom in on that. A Leica. It's Leica branded.
Yeah, I saw that somewhere too. Somebody said Leica's been popping up. Yes, Leica's been popping up a few places here lately. You know, somebody said that in an article.
And they said it's a Summicron. It's Summicron banded with the 1.9 aperture, which is a very unique aperture size for Leica lenses.
What is Summicron?
Summicron is the brand of. It's a line of lenses that Leica does. They either put out Summicron or Summilux. Summicron is usually the more affordable line or smaller line lens than the Summilux counterpart.
Okay.
And we got a white version. Yeah.
Did we see the fingerprint sensor at all or not? I didn't see it.
No, I didn't see it. But here you get to see that hump. Oh, the humps. Check it out. Oh. And this is a nice picture right here. This is what they show on the. This is the size of smartphone sensors, and this is how. That's the size comparison.
Yeah, it's a biggie.
Yeah, it's got the hardware for sure to be able to take good pictures, especially in low light. But how will it do it? Because remember, I have my DxO1 that I've yet to do a video on, which is a 1-inch sensor in a very small body that was meant for iPhones.
But how they handle the software is going to be very important also.
That is very true. Because I'm very curious, are they going to use the sensor? Is the software going to be more equipped for people who are more in tune with photography, or are they going to baby it? So like, any general person can just take good photos with it.
If I were them, I would baby it. But at the same time, since they don't have much worldwide distribution, maybe they're specifically putting out for people like you who are real, photography addicts. So I mean, to me, if you want to mass market something, you got to baby it. You got to make it for everybody. Got to make it for dummies like me.
So we also have. They also have a Google button. Ooh.
Yeah, I saw that.
Don't know why people bother with that on this one.
Nobody's showing us the fingerprint sensor. Interesting.
I think it's going to be actually right around here, right there, dead center in the middle, since it's going to be so big. I remember seeing that in a video with Qualcomm.
Yeah, but most people, well, again, I'm saying most people. I don't know if it's for most people. But I would think it's got to be somewhat towards the bottom.
Well, it's not going to be for most people because apparently it's going to be in limited markets.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's probably true.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just very intriguing. But if I bought that thing, let's say it cost somewhere between 1,000 and 1,500, well, then I'd have to skip some other phone. So I probably won't get it.
Yeah, right now it's between this and a. It's between this or the Xperia 1 Mark III.
Oh yeah. Whew. I know I can't afford that.
Okay, let's see. Next story. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, the stories can be found on the description box or Oh boy, I'm sorry,
or
George. Why don't you
mobilegeezer.wordpress.com.
mobilegeezer.wordpress.com? Let me go over there. Actually, I can't find it. I got a bookmark your thing where you I have to search it.
Yeah, and I keep getting a few subscribers on my website every week just because of these notes, which is great. I was supposed to do an article this week, and I came up with something so complicated I didn't have time to get all the research done. So I may go with something simpler.
So go over here first, mobilegeezer.com, where we can find the stories.
No. mobilegeezer.wordpress.com.
It said mobilegeezer.com on your thing right here.
Oh, it did. Yeah, that's what it says up top. But yeah, there's the story. Just click on that first story.
Do you have
you just did a search, huh? No, that's very, very old. That's from a year and a half ago, maybe.
Oh, yeah, 2019, I see it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the night stories.
Oh, anyway, you're taking the next one.
Okay, all right, I got it. I'm sharing it now. And whenever you're ready. Okay, so this story was interesting, and I learned a few things. Anyway, this is on marketing.com.au, which is Australia. So this is written out of Australia, and it's written by Peter Dowse. I guess that's how you pronounce his name. It's interesting. How do websites know if someone is using mobile, tablet, or computer? In today's world, we float between devices pretty seamlessly. Laptops, desktops, tablets, and mobile devices are in most homes in Australia. And when a customer is looking at your website and wants to move from one device to another, or looks at your site on their computer at work, then may check it out again on their tablet or mobile at home, they should have a seamless experience, and the web design should allow for a smooth transition between devices. This will vary greatly depending on your target market, the products or services you sell, and how you approach marketing them online. People looking for wood-turning advice are going to have a very different age bracket, device usage, and or browser type than, say, an online gaming forum. I'd say so. So it's pretty important to understand your target market to help build a site that's going to work well. I would have never thought somebody would be looking for a wood-turning advice, but hey, shows you what I know or what I don't know. All right, browsers. By far, the most popular browsers are Chrome and Safari. Now, looking at this chart, they may be the most popular, but Safari doesn't even make it half of what Chrome has. But anyway, you can see. Do you know what UC is? I don't know what UC is. I've never heard of that browser.
Yeah, UC browser. I thought it's just they were on Google Play Store. I thought they were just like an Android app, but they actually have their own browser on Windows.
But down here, here's a browser called Android. I didn't even know there was a browser called Android. But yeah, but Chrome, Safari, way ahead of everybody. It looks like the Internet Explorer is still up there, tied with Firefox. We're very close to it. Then of course you have Opera, Samsung Internet Edge.
Where's Firefox? I see. Yeah, Firefox is the blue one.
Yeah. Yeah, I know my buddy in Scotland, he still uses Firefox.
And what's the purple one again?
Purple one is Safari.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's almost half of Chrome, but not quite. And then there's others. The one that surprised me was Android. I never heard of an Android browser, but I guess it must be. I think
it's the browser that comes on a phone. Before.
Oh, okay. So it's just. I'm just surprised it's just called Android. Yeah.
It's the stock web browsing app that comes on Android phones.
Okay. Yeah, I just would have never thought it's called Android. And of course, I think of Chrome as the stock one, which of course it isn't.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's crazy though that gets used before Chrome, because usually Chrome comes pre-installed on the phone anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And we're here at Marketing. We manage hundreds of clients' websites and their analytics, and these numbers in browsers change slightly depending on the client and industry, but on average, these numbers are pretty consistent across multiple websites we manage. Device usage. Now let's take a look at what devices people are using to view websites. These are average worldwide stats, so may change a little depending on your customer base and products or services. So looks like mobile by far has, well, a pretty good margin, has a desktop beat, and then tablet is way down there. But that makes perfect sense looking at it. As you can see, mobile usage is now higher than desktop usage, and that makes sense because there are more mobiles in the world than people. So making sure your website is responsive and looks great across all devices is super important these days. So how does a website know what device or browser someone is using? All browsers have this nifty bit of technology called a user agent. A user agent is like an ID card for a browser. Every browser has a different user agent, so all that's needed is to use a piece of script to look at the browser's user agent, and a website will be able to tell what browser is being used to view the website. Now that sounds like a very simple piece of programming to me. If you want to get really technical, the user agents look a little like this. Mozilla, X11, Linux, okay. Apple WebKit, okay. My programmer mind just kicked in, so I'm reading it like my programming days. Okay. All right, see that should be, that really easily identifies things. Or, okay, iPhone, Apple WebKit, HTML, Versi. I never heard of KHTML. Versi and 14. Okay, interesting. Yeah, that does look like it's very simple programming. It's not only browsers that have user agents. For example, search engines like Google, Yahoo, and Bing also have user agents. This is how we can tell search engines to crawl and index certain pages and ignore others through the robot's text, because we can target the user agent and let them know what to do. Take a look at the marketing team robot's text and you will see what we mean. But we're not going to get into the really technical aspects of user agents here because we don't want people to fall asleep with their keyboards. Why would web designers want to know what browser people are using? Well, first and foremost, it's important information to gather for statistical purposes. You can start to tell a little about your customer base if you know what browser or operating system they use. For example, we have a client whose customers predominantly use Apple products to view the website. We know this by looking at their statistics. If they were to run a competition with a giveaway, an iTunes card or other Apple-related product or giveaway would be a great option for them. Without knowing that user agent information, which is pulled into Google Analytics automatically, that's good, you wouldn't be able to get that insight and change your marketing strategies to suit your client base. Believe it or not, Internet Explorer users are still kicking around. Internet Explorer is a terrible browser and needs to crawl in a hole and die. Oh, and by the way, I was working today, but I happened to flash by, I saw an article that Microsoft is finally going to totally kill off Internet Explorer. So I guess they're getting their wish. I didn't see when, though. The reason us web developers hate it so much is that it typically causes all sorts of display issues on websites. Users are much better off updating to a modern browser like Chrome, Safari, Firefox, or even Edge. By looking at the user agents, a website will be able to tell if someone is using Internet Explorer and prompt them to download a more modern browser. That's true. Want to target mobile users specifically with an offer or to download your app? User agents can help you do this. By identifying the browser or operating system someone is using to view your website, you can target them with specific messages to download your latest app or do some other task that's mobile related. Language. Have you ever been to a website in a different language using the Chrome browser and a little message pops up asking you if you would like this translated? Yep, often. Have you ever wondered how the browser knows this is a different language and what we might need the page translated? Well, user agents also have a language preference, so a website will know your language settings as well as web developers. We can serve up different content or translated content based on language settings. So now you know how websites know what type of browser you're using, whether or not you're on a mobile device or a desktop, and why that information is useful to website designers like marketing. So the rest looks like advertising. So that's interesting. And what I like, from a programming standpoint, it looks like this is very simple stuff to code, which means it would be quick and easy. So interesting article. You taught me something, Ted. If I ever go back to programming, which is highly unlikely, this would be easy stuff to get into. So interesting article.
Glad you
now we know a little bit. Well, we know a little bit more about how people target us. That's always good to know.
It's key.
Yep.
Let me go. I think, let me just hide this banner.
Okay, Renz is back. Glad you're back, sir.
Welcome back, Renz. Glad you made it.
Hope your traffic wasn't too terrible. He's asking today's sponsor. You don't have? Oh, boy, you got your cigar.
Yes. Do I have my Subway wrapper? I was gonna. I have a Subway. Subway was doing a buy one get one free today, so I ate about 1/3 of that of those 2 subs. Let me see if I got something. This is so janky. Oh look, I got the cookies too. Today is brought to you by Subway. Eat sort of fresh.
Now, of course, whether you like it or not is very subjective. Ooh. I could not leave that alone. I can't make fun of Subway because they started out in Jersey, so gotta show some respect.
Yes, friends, but it was I got the chicken teriyaki. Oh no free cookie. Oh no, I did get a free cookie, but only because the one cookie that I ordered, they didn't put it in the bag when I went to go pick it up. So I had to go back, and they threw in an extra cookie. Okay. Mind you, they were both the wrong cookies. I wanted a no raisin, but it was 2 chocolate chips. But free is free.
And I can say for myself, their chicken teriyaki is excellent. I love it.
Well, I love that sauce.
Yes.
I wanted you to take this story, actually. Darn.
Okay, you want me to take it? I don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead. You take this next story, and I'll do that one.
All right, I'm sharing. I've got it shared. You're in control. I didn't even know this was happening, so this is all new to me. I didn't know AT&T and Discovery were doing any kind of merge.
I didn't even know who Discovery was.
I knew who Discovery was, but this whole thing, it just surprised me. This is from Variety. Well, so this is basically inside show business news. AT&T will owe $1.8 billion breakup fee if it drops Discovery deal by Gene Mattis and Brent Lang. AT&T will pay Discovery a $1.77 billion breakup fee if it backs out of its deal to sell off its Warner Media segment. Didn't know they were doing that. According to a plan of merger filed on Thursday. So this was only yesterday. Okay. If Discovery backs out of the deal, it will owe AT&T a breakup fee of $720 million. Yeah, it's a slight difference in money there. The terms were disclosed in a filing on Thursday. If regulators kill the deal, no party will have to pay a breakup fee. The deal is expected to close by mid-2022, so this is going to be like the Sprint T-Mobile type deal in length. The plan of merger also states that Discovery will set the size of its board of directors at 13 members, consisting of 5 directors designated by its board. I think it should say its board, as well as Discovery CEO David Zaslav. Oh, I said it right. In addition, 7 directors will be designated by AT&T. The telecom will also select a chairperson of the Discovery board. Well, that makes sense, the bigger company. Breakup fees are a standard component of media mergers. For instance, Disney agreed to pay $2.5 billion, I should say, of its 2019 Fox acquisition. Oh, if its 2019 Fox acquisition was blocked by regulators. Wow, even if it got blocked, they would have had to pay. In 2016, Time Warner agreed to pay $1.6 billion breakup fee to AT&T if it backed out of the merger. AT&T would have paid $500 million to Time Warner. Okay. The pact with Warner Media stunned Hollywood when it was revealed last weekend. It has the potential to create a new media powerhouse combining the companies behind Warner Brothers, HBO, TNT, HGTV, and Animal Planet. As part of his new employment agreement, Zaslav's base salary will remain $3 million per year, and he will have a target bonus of $22 million. If the deal is consummated, then Zaslav will receive his full bonus for the calendar year following the year when the transaction is completed. As was previously reported, Zaslav received grants of options valued at $190 million. Not bad. So another media powerhouse. It's getting to the point where 5 or 6 companies basically control just about everything we see anywhere.
Yep.
Which I don't think is a good idea. There's not a whole lot I can do about it.
Yeah, to be honest, I thought, as soon as Biden came in, ever since, net neutrality ended, like these providers, network carriers, AT&T, Verizon, they were all getting into the media business game.
Media business, yeah. And
I thought AT&T was going to back off, seeing as how they screwed up like AT&T Uverse and all that. But no, it looks like they're still in it to win it.
It looks like they still want to be a major player too.
Yeah, what does Verizon have? I think Verizon has they offer Disney Plus.
I don't remember. I
think T-Mobile was trying to get into the whole TV thing, but then they just said we'll just keep it free Netflix.
Yeah, I think they gave up. That's my impression. But if you asked me who the big player, at least in America, is, I would say Disney probably tops them all easily. That's my guess. But I could be wrong. You got ESPN and ABC in there. That's a lot of power. And all the Disney stuff. And Avengers, there's a lot.
Marvel, yep.
Marvel, the whole bit. And they've got me on the hook because the only movies I watch are Avengers and Star Wars.
Let's see, Renz is like, whenever he comes here, he gets turkey because apparently Philippines doesn't have turkeys.
Oh, okay. Well, you could import it, Renz. You could pay $50 for a sub. Well, I got choked up.
Nope. I thought at first George was going to say you can import an entire turkey. Turkeys are big. Like a 75-pound turkeys on the small end. I don't think the the packaging fees would bankrupt Friends alone. Networks here that merged are it's just T-Mobile and Sprint, which is now the new T-Mobile. And what else? I think that's the only one of recent date. Yeah, nothing else. But prior to that merge, though, Sprint was bundling up, was with Sprint Premium Unlimited plan, they were bundling up Uber and Hulu Plus. Now I think that's gone away. Again, T-Mobile I don't know if they're still bundling Netflix in their plans. Is Solo a network provider, Renz? I don't know. Yeah, I never heard of them.
I never heard
of
Solo.
Mint, no, Mint didn't merge. Mint is just an MVNO that uses T-Mobile's towers.
That's all they are. Sorry about
George.
that. Something got in my throat and choked the heck out of me. I don't know what it was. Of course, it is on. Summer is on the way. It might have been a bug. I don't know.
Look at Ren's
Being a
comment.
bicycle ride, I'm used to swallowing bugs. So they don't bug me very much, is what I'm saying. I'm incorrigible and I know it. Huh?
Is that a Sprite bottle?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was like,
that's why you can see road, because my green screen is behind me.
Had some Sprite yesterday. You know, I don't something about the Waterberg over here. Like, you know, there's Sprite. You can tell it comes from a fountain. I don't know. I think it's their fountain water they use that, so like it taints it. But okay. I need to go tomorrow. I'm going to go order a Sprite bottle, get some good tasting Sprite. It's been a while since I've had soda, good soda. All right,
I always have Sprite in the house, and I always have a citrus green tea in the house.
Citrus green tea. Wow. I'm going to look that up. Okay, next story we have. So, in case you guys saw, MKBHD put out his review of the new M1 iPad. He was pretty much begging people to not use it for photography, but alas.
Yeah, this is going to change everything. Because he's always hated people taking pictures on their iPad, but this, I would think, is going to change things.
Yeah, if people are willing to pay for Halide, which do pay for Halide. It's a very good camera app. Halide's iPad, I don't remember, like $4 last time. Well, I think they're trying to move over to a subscription price, though, so ugh.
No, that's not good. Okay, sorry, interrupted.
So this is by John Porter, and he says, Halide's iPad camera app is here to recklessly promote tablet photography. One of the best third-party camera apps for iOS is Halide. I think the developer was, he was an Apple developer. He worked as in he was employed by Apple before. Its developer Lux announced today, the iPhone app is a reputation for the amount of control it gives you over photographs. And this functionality has carried over to the iPad along with a design interface that is optimized for larger displays. I love it. The app is free to existing Halide users. Yes! I'm happy about that. While new users can either pay a one-off purchase fee, $40, damn, or go with the monthly or yearly monthly price of $2 a month or yearly $12 a month subscriptions.
Okay, time out. Okay, so you're already an existing owner, yes?
That's right.
Okay, now, so I need you to tell me how good it is on an iPad as soon as you can, because I would easily pay the $40 flat fee and be done with it.
I'll let you know right now. All right, so I got it.
You have it on there already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, interesting.
If you tell me it's worth $40, I'll spend the $40 tonight or tomorrow. I'm not giving them a subscription, though.
Okay. Let me make it
and
bigger.
I can go out and drive MKBHD crazy.
Okay.
I shouldn't say that. He's a Jersey guy, too.
Okay. Where's the other toggles? All right. You know. Switch out the camera. Gives me some other depth perfect effects.
So is this the first time you used it?
Since the new update for iPad cameras, yes.
Okay, cool.
I can toggle it.
You're getting first-hand live information, folks.
Bless me, sorry. I couldn't find the cursor to mute that.
Don't get snotty with me. Okay. I couldn't resist.
All right. What did I just press? Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can. If I had OBS or something, maybe I could have screen recorded this to show you guys, but I don't know.
Yeah, I have OBS, but.
You know what?
That's why you see my green screen every week, because I use OBS.
You know
I
what I'll
mean,
just
you
do?
don't have to tell us right this second unless
That's
you want
true.
to.
I said what I was gonna do was I would just screen. Ooh, wow, this is very nice. I'm looking at the view, the gallery. Ooh,
Okay.
I'm just gonna screenshot it, then I'll share it on my MacBook.
Okay. Isn't this exciting, folks? All this because the old man wants to know if he should buy it.
Come on. AirDrop, come on, man. AirDrop, come on. While AirDrop figures out what it wants to do with his life, using iPads to take photographs has a bit of a reputation problem.
Yeah, we know that.
Not only do Apple's tablets tend to have fewer and lower spec rear cameras than its phones, but the act of taking a photograph using a large tablet often looks just plain goofy.
That's true.
At least Lux appears to be aware of one of the most egregious iPad photography sins, taking photographs at a concert with an iPad. I don't know why you would bring an iPad to a concert. Oof,
I don't either, really.
Lock them up. There it is. All right, let me put this away. The company's teasing a potential future concert mode, which could automatically okay, they're just joking, but disable the camera if it detects it's being used at a show.
Okay.
Concert mode is disabled for now as we trust our users to do the right thing, Lux tells me. But we're going to be ruthless about bringing this in a future update if people cannot behave.
You know what I like about that sentence?
Mm-hmm.
They said concert mode, do the right thing. So they used a song title as they made this sentence. I love that. Of course, my musician's mind loved that.
But look, they actually have it in the image right here. What the concert mode will look like. Concert detected. Halide has been disabled. Please use your iPad after the show.
I love it. I love it. That is cool.
Yeah, it'll be very easy to tell. Like if the music goes up by certain decibels and there's based on the lighting, it could tell okay, there's definitely a show happening right now.
Now if MKBHD reviews this, he's going to be applauding that and saying, "Come on, put it in there." Yeah.
And I missed this waveform. There's a nice looking wave histogram. It's a waveform actually.
It's right up there. Okay.
I didn't get to quite see. And then under right here is the focus mode, so you can nail in focus. This rectangle right here, that's to enable focus peaking. That's to turn on autofocus if you're tired of trying to manually focus the camera. Here and on this right-hand side is to control your white balance. One here to toggle on flash. It's very nicely thought out. And apparently you can switch, so if you're mostly left-handed, you can move all this stuff and put it on the left-hand side.
Okay, cool.
The app controls have been configured to work better with a larger display. It's got a toggle to switch between modes of left or right-hand users, and key features to their controls arranged around the edge of the screen within their thumb's reach. Like the iPhone app, Halide on iPad allows for manual control of the ISO, shutter speed, and focus, and supports RAW photography modes.
Cool.
One of the more interesting features of Halide's iPad app is a preview mode, which is a toggle that shrinks the viewfinder into the center of the display. Lux's argument is that this makes it easier to then take in the entire viewfinder, which has the side benefit of creating extra space around the edges for the bigger histogram, waveform, manual focus, and other controls. Halide's launch on iPad isn't going to convince anyone that tablets are the best devices for taking photographs, but if you insist on going against the grain, at least there's a nicer way to do it now.
Yeah, well, in a couple of days, I'm hoping you'll text me or something and say, it's worth it. If you say so, I'm going to buy it.
On an iPad, like, I don't know. Like, apparently it's the M1 iPads that have really good rear cameras, like iPhones. I wouldn't.
Well, you have an iPad Pro, right?
The 2018 one, like
Okay.
the
Well, I
front
have
cameras.
I have the 2020. So if you tell me it's good on the 2018, I'll get it for mine.
To be honest, although I have it, I wouldn't be paying $40 to use it on my iPad.
That's where we're different. I will pay for whatever interests me, and not feel
I would
bad
use
about
it for
it at
my
all.
iPhone, but not for the iPad. Like for my 2018 iPad, for sure. Like the cameras are not that great.
I just find it fascinating if you tell me it takes good pictures on an iPad. If you tell me it does, I'm going to buy it.
Okay.
I'm not giving
And
anybody a subscription fee. That's
I'm
why I
not-
don't have Netflix, because I won't pay a subscription fee.
Where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, nice. I'm trying to share my viewfinder. Oh, there it is. I was like, why isn't this thing showing up?
Okay. So this is what you just took. This is the screenshot you took.
Yep. So this is where the I need to relight my cigar. But yeah, so this is in full view mode. So it's taking up the entire screen.
And this is RAW.
Yep, it's RAW. I was able to swipe up to increase the exposure automatically. It's very well laid out, and that's the previous pictures I took on it.
Okay, cool.
And this is with the rear camera. I mean, it did exposure nicely because I overexposed it, and it started to show where the light is. So,
right.
But yeah, but no, not for the 2018. The cameras, in my opinion, the rear cameras are not that great.
Yeah, I'm just hoping you won't forget me, and in a couple of days, just tell me yay or nay.
I'm telling you, nay now.
Yes, but you haven't taken it out and done anything with it. Don't worry, I'm not the type that's going to tell you in 6 months, well, I spent that money because of you. I don't do that. I make a dumb decision.
Like if you
that's
had the 2021 iPad Pro, like it's a real consider because the rear cameras are that good, are way better.
Yeah, but I want to see if the app is that good. That's the thing.
The app is that good on iPhones for sure.
Okay, well, I want to see if it's that good on a 2020 iPad Pro. But if you tell me it's bad on the 2018, then I won't even get it.
I mean, it's bad because the camera hardware is bad.
Yeah, but if I make a dumb decision to spend money, I'm not going to blame you for it. I'm going to blame me for it. Rens, forget about it. My lip was swollen. My lip was swollen for 3 days after the last time because I hadn't touched the saxophone for years. The next action you'll see out of me, as far as any of that goes, will either be me hitting a heavy bag or singing. Eleanor wants me to sing 3 Times a Lady one day. That's probably one of the best songs I sing. So one of these days I'll sing a little bit of that. And I sing much better than I play sax. I sing better than I do anything, actually.
Boy. Oh boy, this is not for my taste, but let's do it. All right, next story.
Okay. Oh yeah, and let me do this one. I am the right person to do this one right now. And I'm sharing now. Well, I'm not going to share yet. The reason I'm the right person to do this right now is because of this. And there is your Android 12 right there.
Oh, you got the beta on?
I put the beta on as soon as the event was over. And I am loving it. I haven't done much with it, but I love these buttons. Boy, it makes everything so easy to see. And if you pull it all the way down, I don't know if you guys can see that.
No, yeah,
Um,
thank you. A little bit to the left. Oh, you're right.
Okay.
There you go.
But yeah, they're so easy to deal with, much easier than I've ever seen before. So that's basically all I've done with it so far because I've been working ever since the
Renz
event.
wants to know how
But
good is the screen on time.
how good is the what?
Screen on time.
On with Android 12, I haven't tested it, to any great extent. I just do what I normally do. The most I've used it was probably today at work. So I can't answer that yet. But it did
Sorry, Renz.
make me go back to the Pixel 4a for my main number. So now I have my Pixel 4a as my main, my iPhone 12 Pro as my secondary, and my S21 Ultra as my third line.
Nah.
But so far I am really liking it. All right, so now I'm sharing the screen. So now you know why I showed it, because this is from Android Authority by Scott Brown. Android 12 redesign is the biggest revamp in years. What you need to know. Android 12 won't look or feel anything like we've seen before. That's kind of true, but I think it's much better. Today, Google kicked off its annual developer event known as Google I/O. As in years past, today's keynote featured a ton of announcements related to Google products, with Android 12 getting a lot of the spotlight. As of this keynote, Google confirmed what has been rumored for months, that the next version of Android will feature a widely different visual overhaul. When users upgrade to the newest version of the OS, they will see a wholly unique Android that's unlike anything we've seen previously. This starts today with the launch of the first beta of the software. In this article, we're going to give you the highlights of what Google revealed today. This should get you prepared for the true rollout of the software coming later this year. Let me see if I missed any. Okay. Did you see this? This is what I showed you guys.
Yeah, that does look so cool.
Yeah, it's much better. It's much easier to see. And of course, the swipe and all that good stuff. Android 12, a more personal experience, that's for sure. We're going to dig into the various new aspects of Android 12 in a second. First, though, it's important to understand Google's overall mantra for all these changes, which is to make Android a more personal experience. One of the things that truly differentiates Google's Android from Apple's iOS is the ability for users to make the operating system their own. Whether it's through installing custom launchers, icon packs, or even simple things like changing the color scheme. Yeah, that's coming up. Android can look different for everyone. However, true customization can be tricky for folks who aren't tech savvy. That's where Android 12 comes in. The customization features on offer here are so simple and in many cases automatic that everyone can have a phone that feels unique. This goes even further than just customization. Everything from the layout of icons to the new visual transitions makes the phone feel less like a foreign object and more like an extension of yourself. This results in an Android that feels wholly new, but at the same time incredibly familiar. Right now, Android offers ways for you to change the color scheme of your phone. This includes things like buttons, the quick tiles, and the notification shade, and more. However, in Android 11, you need to change these yourself, and some aspects of the OS won't be affected. In Android 12, this becomes automatic. Android will analyze your phone's wallpaper and perform a color extraction. This means the system will determine the dominant and complementary colors that make up your wallpaper and then automatically apply those colors to the system. I don't think it's implemented yet, I don't think. This takes all the guesswork out of customization. You can change your wallpaper anytime you want, and the system will change the colors of widgets, buttons, backgrounds, icons, highlights, and much more. With this new feature, your phone becomes unique to you without any extra effort on your part. And when they did that on stage, it looks so cool to me. If you're the kind of person who already spends a lot of time theming your phone, you'll enjoy this feature too. First, it will affect a lot more of the system. Pardon me. than we've seen in prior versions of Android, giving you a very impressive experience. Second, if you don't like the colors Android 12 takes from your wallpaper, you can always go in and tweak them to be closer to what you were hoping, which means you are still in control. Lock screen, AOD, and transitions. The always-on display has a new look and in Android 12 with a huge clock that takes up the middle of the display. That's right. Let's see if I can show you that. If I can get rid of my, let me get some stuff out of the way here, and I'll see if I can show you folks that.
Yeah.
I always have a lot of notifications going on. If I do this,
yeah. Popular guy, yeah. George.
See, the clock comes up really big, and if I didn't have those notifications, it would be dead center in the middle. That's what they're talking about there.
Yeah, show it again, George. Oh. Yeah.
What?
More to the right. More to the right. More to the right.
You can see how big. You can see how big the clock is, and if I didn't have notifications, it would be.
And that's your lock screen.
Dead center. Yes,
that's your lock screen, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it's pretty cool. But that color transitioning that does it automatically is cool. You going to share my screen again? Okay.
Yeah, that looks very cool.
The lock screen has a matching clock. You might think this is an enormous weird widget looks weird, but it actually serves a practical purpose. When you receive a notification, the clock will become smaller and transition to the upper left, as you just saw on my phone, to make room for it. This allows you to easily tell just at a glance whether or not you have notifications. And that's what I was showing you, how it just shifts it up to the left and your notifications go dead center, which is pretty awesome, I think. Even from the other side of the room, you'll know there's a notification waiting for you if you can't see that enormous clock widget. That's true. Also, the color extraction applies to the lock screen aesthetic, which is pretty cool. There are also new transition animations for moving between the lock screen and the AOD. The animation is aware, which means it changes depending on what's happening. For example, if you go from the AOD to the lock screen by pressing the power button, the transition automatically starts from the power button. If you lift the phone off the table, the animation starts from the bottom. If you unlock your phone using the rear-mounted fingerprint sensor, the transition starts from the upper left hand. Let me center. All right, I'm going to unlock with my finger. Let me see if it's too quick for me because I just unlock with my finger. Oh yeah, it does go from the upper left hand corner, but it's real quick. This is a cool way to feel more connected to your phone as it appears to be reacting to your touch. That's true. The transitions and others like them happening, these transitions and others like them happening throughout Android 12. Notification shade, which is what I showed you first. All right, why are you not scrolling? Okay. If that AOD clock widget got you into a tizzy, wait. Oh, now it's scrolling when I don't want. Let me slide back up. Got you into a tizzy. Wait till you see the completely redesigned notification shade in Android 12. For the first time in years, the notification shade received a total revamp, bringing its design more in line with the power menu of Android 11. The first thing you'll notice is new quick tiles, and I showed you those here. I'll show you again. There's the quick tiles. That's what I showed you in the beginning there. Anyway, I think they're very cool. Instead of circle icons, tiles are now rounded rectangles, which allows for more information to appear with each one. That's true. Of course, this also changes the number of tiles you can see at once. 4 instead of 6 with the first pull down and 8 with the second, which is exactly what I'm seeing. Power users may not appreciate this change. I like it. Meanwhile, notifications themselves, as well as the always there media player, get some new designs that make them line up better with the new tiles. The brightness slider, oh yeah, that's easy now. See that? I don't know if you guys can see that brightness slider, but if I go up here, I mean, it's just so easy to change the brightness. It's really, really easy. It's very large. The brightness slider, which appears after the second pull, also has a totally new look that matches the tiles. There are some new animations too, which make things look cohesive. Finally, the notification shade will also connect to the color extraction information that applies to the rest of the system. Yep, like that. When Samsung first launched its Android skin, known as One UI, it spent a lot of time discussing the importance of one-handed accessibility. That's one reason why the settings pages within One UI have huge headers. This allows for the tappable information to appear more towards the middle of the display rather than a difficult-to-reach tap. Google has realized the benefit of this. Android 12 features similar large headers within the settings pages now, although they are more reserved than Samsung. Additionally, every setting page now uses the color extraction profile to match up with the rest of the system. There's a big change from the rainbow of colors that appears in Android 11 settings. Now everything is cohesive. Even the rounded rectangle shapes make an appearance here as a highlight when you have selected a certain toggle. Finally, throughout the rest of the system, you'll see the same rounded rectangles and color profiles. This includes volume sliders, calculator, widgets, keyboard. The biggest revamp in years. There are a lot of big changes here. Keep in mind, though, this is just the beginning. We have months to go until we see the stable version of Android 12, and who knows what Google could add or take away between now and then. For more information, be sure to check our Feature Hub. So anyway, so far I am liking it. I've only had it 3 days, and 2 of those days I've been working, but I am really enjoying it so far. So I think it's pretty cool. And keep in mind, like this is the first beta, so I'm a fan already.
Interesting. It does look interesting.
Yeah, and things are so easy to see, and you could say, yeah, well, you're an old fart, you need to see things easily, but it just looks cooler, nicer. I just like it.
You know what it reminds me of?
What?
Whenever you pull the the notification shade down, it reminds me of Windows Live. The Windows Live tiles for some reason.
A little bit, yeah, not as much, but yeah, since you said it, I can see what you mean, but yeah, a little bit.
And also that dynamic theming.
If you look, my top two.
Hello. There we go. And we lost audio, George. To the right, there we go. Hold the phone straighter, upright. Hold it upright, George. Oh, to the right. There we go. By the way, we can't hear you.
So, just trying to get that across. Oh, you muted my mic was muted?
Yep, my bad.
Okay, that's all right. This is how you treat old folks. I understand.
So what were you saying? Because I'm sorry, we didn't get to hear anything what you were saying about when you were showing us were you showing us the status bar?
Showing again. I was showing at the very top, the top two, you can see the information scrolling across on the Wi-Fi and my Galaxy Watch 3. See?
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool, I think. So all in all, I just like it a lot so far. That's the point.
I wonder if I want to get it on my LG G8.
So that was very timely for you to come up with that story right after I had downloaded the beta. It's almost like we're working together even when we don't know it.
By the way, Renz, does Renz have a Pixel phone? I think Renz might have a Pixel phone. What are you going to do,
Renz? Let us know if you have a Pixel. If you do, I think you should download this. It's pretty cool.
Well, unfortunately, Renz stepped out for a bit.
Oh, okay. I'll be right back. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. How else can I? Oh, he's got a 3A. Is it available for 3As?
Give me a minute. Let me go see if I can download it on 3A.
Thanks, George. Don't worry, Renz. George will find out for you. Mobile Geezer is one man of the people.
Don't you just drag me back to the 70s? For God's sake, you got to give more power to the people.
Gary out of nowhere.
Gary, oh yeah, he says
Gary was not patient. He said, "Yeah, it's available."
Well, it's going to take a minute anyway because I have to turn my 3A on. So we'll see what happens. Gary says it's just not on 1 and 2, but it is on the 3A. So okay.
Oh yeah, of course. Those stopped being supported.
I am loving this thing. That was a very timely story.
Ooh, this cigar is hitting now.
Bad in a bad way?
No.
Okay.
It's just filling up the room nicely. I need to enjoy these while I can.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be able to show you now. I can start the download, but it takes a while, trust me, to do the update. But yeah, now that I know how much I like it, I didn't put it on the 3.8 the other night because I wasn't sure how much I'd like it, but turns out I do like it a lot.
Wait, hold on. It's the same thing. I'm stupid.
What's the same thing?
Oh, no. Some guy just asked me, would you rather have $100 in cash or $100 in Bitcoin? But it's the same. It would be the same
It's the same thing as long as Bitcoin holds its value. And that's true of cash too, but Bitcoin has been seriously fluctuating here lately.
Yep. But yeah, it's just like it's still $100 either way you put into it. Would you put $100 cash into Bitcoin? Nah, still the same thing. But yeah, funny enough, I have the Cash App, where when they used to give you free perks or power ups, they called it, to put on your card. Sometimes, when it was cool, they would give you cash back in Bitcoin. And for a while,
really?
I was on that was like $50 I had in Bitcoin. Now it's down to $30.
Yeah, it went down a lot in the last week or so.
So I'm just tempted to just buy more Bitcoin. So yeah, maybe I would take the $100 because it's going to go back up.
I would expect so.
But
Elon's causing a lot of it.
Yeah. I hope now we can know for sure, guys. This is it. This is the key moment. Just pay Elon no mind when he's not talking about his company.
Yeah, but keep in mind, for a couple of weeks, people who were paying attention to Elon probably made a lot of money for a couple of weeks, right?
No, they didn't, unless they sold. Unless they sold.
Oh, yeah, well, that's true.
But in fact, come to think of it, not even the companies made money because they're not doing anything with the Bitcoin. Apparently, they're just holding on to it.
Yeah, they just kind of froze everything. That's true. Yeah.
So, Rentis, hold up. Beta 3 will be the best time to download the beta.
They said beta 3 will be the best time to download. Yeah, I just wanted to go from the beginning. Since I just turned this phone on, this is the one I do not have on silent yet. I assume you're moving on to the next story?
If I must. I was actually looking at some other stories that.
Well, nobody's going to force you. You're in charge. It's your show.
I'm actually inclined to skip this Wear a West story unless you want to take it.
No, go for it. Go for it.
All right, go for skipping it.
Yeah. No. I mean, go. Hey, you're in charge. Either skip it or, read it.
Unless you want to say it. Do you want to?
No. Whatever you want to do is fine with me. This is your show this week.
All right, I'll say. But I'm going to the next story too then. All right. So apparently, boom. Thank you, XDA developers. Come on. There we go. The biggest Wear OS update in years has arrived, and here's what it looks like. And apparently, this is in collaboration with Samsung. The story is reported and written by Arrow Wright. Earlier today during the Google I/O 2021. Speaking of, side note, did you watch it, George?
I'm sorry, I was still working on my update. Yes, I did watch it. For some reason, it didn't excite me, but because
I wasn't.
I go back and forth every other day between my Galaxy Watch 3 and my Apple Watch. So they have been so much better than any Android OS I've used on a watch that I just don't even pay any attention to Android Wear OS anymore. Yeah. So I'm sure that's why it didn't excite me.
But I mean the Google I/O in general.
Oh yes. Oh, in general, I thought they did a very good job. I know a lot of people were upset that there were no hardware. There was no hardware at all.
Vis-a-vis Pixel.
But I thought they did it because I kept saying to myself, are people forgetting it's a developer conference?
But there used to be so much sexier, Well, this was back in the days when they were giving out Pixel to the attendant to give.
Well, yeah, they used to give people everything. A couple of years ago, they used to give them all kinds of stuff
too. Now there's no.
But remember, the last in-person one they had, a lot of the big-time YouTubers were complaining that they didn't give out as much as they used to. Remember?
I'm sure they give out swag though. Swag.
Yeah, but they were all saying Jaime Rivera and a few of them. I heard they were all saying it's a lot less than the swag they used to give out. So this would have been what 2008, 2019.
Yeah, but to be fair, they've only given out stuff where it pertained to what they were talking about during the developer conference. So in the beginning, they were giving out the nice, fancy, their sexy Chromebooks, because they were trying to make a big splash about Chromebooks being in the professional market and whatnot. So
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, for me, I only really perked up when they started talking about Android. That's when I was like,
yeah, I enjoyed the whole thing, but I could be weird,
Yeah, but yeah, my favorite was really the material design. That was very interesting because I don't know if you guys ever tried out this launcher app called Action Launcher, and it pretty much sounds like the same thing. Where in Action Launcher, your phone's design language, the wallpaper and systems on the launch will actually change colors to match whatever wallpaper you pick. And it appears that the new design language for Android 12 will do the same thing, but even more.
Oh yeah, much more, I would say.
So I really hope it also extends over to the Google feed as well. Please let it extend to the Google feed as well. But anyway, back to the article. I moved it. There was a lot of major news announced, from several new features and improvements to many services in the Google ecosystem to news that'll make developers' lives easier. Google I/O 2021 has been one of the biggest tech events in years. Of course, the biggest announcement at the event was the unveiling of Android 12 for smartphones, but not every Android announcement was centered around phones. Google is finally giving more attention to Android for smartwatches and Wear OS ecosystems once again, starting with the new version that one of its biggest updates to Wear OS was introduced. This new version of Wear OS is especially notable because it's not just yet another rebase on top of a new Android version. Instead, Google surprised many by announcing that it's collaborated with Samsung to rebuild the platform. Wow. Samsung has shown its commitment to rebuild the smartwatch platform by announcing that they're going to make new Galaxy smartwatches with Wear OS instead of the company's Tizen. And they collaborated with Google to make some of that features, to make Tizen so beloved by users, and brought them over to Wear OS. The results speak for themselves. The new version of Wear OS looks fresh. While we don't have any hardware running the new version of Wear OS just yet, Google has updated the official Wear emulator image in Android Studio so we can get our hands on it to see some of the changes. Way to go, XDA, way to go. And before we get into that, let's see. Gary's talking about he has the Action Launcher app. But yeah, he just doesn't use it. I don't use it too, Gary, for some reason.
Yeah, and
like,
the same with me.
Nova.
I used to use it. I tried it on a few phones, maybe going back a year and a half, 2 years, and I always stopped using it pretty quick.
Yeah, actually, in the past, what I used Action Launcher for, it was always Nova Launcher for phones and Action Launcher for tablets, because Action Launcher is better for tablets than Nova Launcher.
Okay, and I never tried it on a tablet.
But so, first off, we need to talk about the new design, going back to the article. Google announced a new design language for its range of projects. Material U.
That's right.
Good job, Fuji. In their keynote today, and it's themed that the Android 12 devices, at least those running stock Android, will be running. It puts a bigger focus on personalization than any other iteration of material design that came before it. And it's quite likely the biggest design change from Google since 2014, when they announced the material design guidelines around Android 5.0 Lollipop. That was during the days of the Nexus 7 2015. Yeah.
But I disagree with them. It's nowhere near as the big deal. They made a huge deal about material design, remember?
Yeah, it's very true with the cards, and Google just gotten boring ever since they stopped dropping the desserts. Wear OS will be following these guidelines as well, and they blend in perfectly with the smaller form factor smartwatches powering this operating system. And we see these little cars in the pictures. Let me see if I can zoom in for you guys. Don't drop my ashtray. And to be honest, so far I'm not seeing anything quite interesting yet. The new design guidelines can be seen on everything from smartwatch to menus to notifications and everything in between. Items in the app list are enclosed in pills, notification feature, considerably more rounded corners, and bold typefaces that can be seen everywhere.
Okay.
And this is a notable difference from the previous material theme guidelines that were previous versions of Wear OS. They also blend in beautifully with the new stock Android design language, but they're definitely more subtle than their smartphone counterpart. First off, the new app drawer features an elongated pill-shaped design on each item, similar to what we've seen in Google widgets. It doesn't differ from the functionality from previous Wear OS versions, but it manages to look more sleeker and elegant.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, like this thing again. Wear OS doesn't have any wallpaper, so Android 12's wallpaper-based theming system is nowhere to be seen here. We should also know that there is a new version of Wear OS that is based on Android 11, despite featuring the newer Material U design guidelines. The default watch face that is visible on the screenshot is also pretty much that, a default watch face. Each OEM will put its own spin on the watch face. Then there's also the quick settings menu, which has been revamped. A smaller display also makes small buttons harder to tap. So the new design language settings in Wear OS uses bigger, easier to tap buttons to improve usability. See, reading all of this is why I don't like smartwatches. Finally, notifications feature an all-new design that for once is more in line with what can be seen on Android smartphones. Now, the best of Fitbit now in Wear OS and more apps and features. Google announced that best features of Fitbit, the Fingerprint band that Google recently acquired, are coming to Wear OS smartwatches, which means Fitbit might be in trouble.
That's what people said in the beginning, yeah.
Wear OS will be able to track your exercise, how many steps you've taken, track your health progress throughout the day, and even show on-wrist goal celebrations to cheer you up and motivate you in your journey to a more healthy life.
I get them on my Apple Watch and on my Samsung Watch, and I think they're stupid. My attitude is, if I need somebody to cheer me on, to make me do something to get fit, then I'm probably going to end up being a fat slob anyway. That's how I look at it.
I don't know. Sometimes people just need to see. Oh, well, what's the Apple's Watch called? On Apple Watch, people just want to close out the rings.
Well, that's true, and I do, and sometimes I do want to close out the rings. That's true. But I'm unusual in that most people will go to the gym much more steady if they have somebody with them. I am the complete opposite. I will exercise more by myself than I will with anybody else around. So I'm different than most people.
Yes, you are. Let's see. This doesn't mean that smartwatches will be replacing fitness bands anytime soon. Says who, by the way?
Yeah, exactly.
There are plenty of smartwatches out there with fitness tracking capabilities, and a lot of them have special sensors with that purpose in mind. Fitness bands still have a place in the market because they are considerably cheaper, true, and they don't really come with the same level of features that a smartwatch does. Yeah. I think the Fitbit Ionic for sure has a lot of the features of smartwatches.
Yeah, my last couple of Fitbits didn't come close to the Samsung or the Apple Watch.
Okay. When did you last have a Fitbit?
Well, my last Fitbit was like over a year ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good point. Also, fitness bands do have longer battery life.
Yeah, that would make sense because they're generally not doing as much.
Google is committed to bringing more and better apps to the Wear OS ecosystem. I wish they had that same energy for Android tablets. Fitbit is just one step to get there. The other Google services like Maps and Assistant are being revamped to offer an all-round better experience on smartwatches. Another apps, well, Google recently brought Gboard to the platform. I'm not really crazy about that either. I don't have a keyboard app. I want to let me talk to the app.
I love my Gboard though on my phone.
On your phone, but would you love it on a smartwatch?
My guess is no.
I mean, if the revamping includes like better, speech to text, maybe then yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got some more. Ooh, we got some stuff. See, I'm really liking it. Like the pills, the cards. I like that overlay. The update is touted to be the biggest update to Wear OS ever. As part of these updates, the new Jetpack APIs are being added, as well as Tiles API, which is meant to open Wear OS tiles to everyone and make it easy for developers to work with them. There's also the Ongoing Activities API, which allows users to return to your app after they've navigated away. You can also start a different task, such as music playback, by tapping an activity or using the recents. Nah, it's doing too much. But yeah, that's it. It's an interesting time.
They do have Samsung on board with this, and since I like my Samsung watch, both my Samsung watches so much, yeah, it's tempting to me. But Wear OS overall to me is kind of boring. So I don't know. And I had Wear OS watches for like the first 3 years they made them, until Will convinced me to buy an Apple Watch. Actually, no. Actually, Eleanor got me my first Apple Watch 3 for 2 Christmases ago, or 2.5 Christmases ago.
I'll do the next story, George.
Okay.
And don't worry about it, Renz. Get your monies. Thank you for tuning in, though.
Thank you, Renz. Thank you very, very much, as always, sir. All right, I've got it up whenever you are.
Now I'll take this story.
Yeah, that's cool.
Let me just try to light this cigar.
Now, with this, when they did this part of the presentation, were you impressed?
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't make up my mind whether I was or not. But then, if you're going to do stuff with people of color, yes, I'm a people of color, but as far as color, I'm lighter than a lot of white people I know, so you can't go by me, you know.
All right. Look at this guy, so happy.
I went and found that picture.
Being a person of color. Funny enough, I cannot tell what phone he has.
I couldn't either.
I was like, let me catch him with an iPhone.
You know,
and I couldn't tell what headphones he has
I'm going to go back to where I downloaded to see if I can see what that phone is. Go ahead with the stories.
It's a very interesting sling bag he has, though. That looks like a very comfortable sling bag. All right. So Google is finally tweaking camera algorithms for people of color. Don't know why it took them so long. Camera algorithms aren't very good at working well for people of color, but Google is finally addressing the problem, finally. And as an author is C. Scott Brown, an editor of Android Authority. So, wow, they got the too long to read up here. Let's ignore that. Smartphone cameras can do some incredible, they always give these shitty beginnings. Using software smarts, they can blur out the background while keeping things focused. They can also alter the coloring, fix exposure, and even add motion to static images, which was one of the additions for the Google Photos during Google I/O.
And I enjoyed that once in a while.
Yeah, on Google Photos, they have this thing where, it's called a cinematic image, where they, they superimpose the foreground to make it bigger and then out of the background. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
But now they're going to add straight up motion.
Yeah.
Anyway. However, one thing camera algorithms haven't been so good at is working well for people of color. Due to inherent racial biases, algorithms are built on databases filled with white people. This can make POC feel excluded from even their own photos. Not even that. That also just makes the experience just worse for people of color when they have to deal with exposure.
Well, that's true. And I've been with people when they, you could see it wasn't coming out right.
Yeah, I think who was it? Was it Thunder E? Where in the beginning, where every time he's really dark skinned, so every time he smiled, the camera would expose for his teeth and just darken the image.
Well,
so he just looked like the Cheshire Cat.
Well, I remember for a few times, the first few times that he was with Joshua Vergara on some kind of podcast, they would always have trouble getting his skin color right because he's so dark. That's true.
And it's also a very big issue for Zoom as well.
Yeah.
I think, let's see, who in my chat would have a problem? Let's see, looking. Nigel wouldn't have a problem.
No,
Crystal, ooh, look at that dark chocolate. You would have a whole lot of problems.
But of course, it depends on the what's around you too.
Well, yeah, that's the problem.
A
person with a lighter complexion would have no problems, regardless of whether
always comes out better.
Exposed.
That's true, and I've seen that in pictures many times.
Yep. Sorry, Chris, let me put you away. So, Google camera algorithms, a move to more equity. Well, it's not a move to equity. It's just doing it right, for goodness sake.
And I agree with you 100%. Equity is the wrong term to use here. It's just
doing what should have been done the first time. Like, it's not just white people that were using cameras, for goodness sake.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with equity whatsoever.
No, this has nothing to do with inclusion this is what should have been done the first time. There should have been an apology, really, when they started implementing this.
I think this whole article, I think the whole presentation kind of was their apology. Because they were kind of apologizing during the presentation, right?
Why are you calling this woman a dessert? Gary is not virtuous, so Gary is right. Just because a woman may look sweet does not mean she should be attributed to a sweet food.
Ooh, he's being non-sexist. Gary's going against Gary. He's always the politically incorrect one.
When Gary's, when Google virtue signal knows, Gary listens. Like, yeah. So when you
time out. Here it is on the Pixel 3a. Now you can see that clock dead center, how big it really is. Okay.
Hold it, George. Hold it.
There it is. I just got it on the phone.
Yeah, that looks real nice, actually.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Actually, that's what Xperia phones do, actually. On the Xperia lock screen. That's how
now that you say that, I haven't opened my Xperia phone in like 2.5 years, but you're absolutely right. That is what Xperia phones do. You're right.
They don't use that font, but yeah, that's how they actually present it out.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Forgot all about that. Okay, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're right. So, however, people of color sometimes feel will have much worse results regarding in this regard due to their hair being much different than the hair images used to feed that machine learning. A similar problem happens when you introduce darker skin tones to an image. To combat this, Google is working with over a dozen photographers and other image experts from all across the world with diverse skin tones, hair types, and cultural backgrounds. These experts are capturing thousands of images that will then head to Google to help diversify. I don't get it. Why do they have to use it?
These experts are capturing thousands of images that will then head to Google to help diversify the pool that feeds its machine learning. I'm not getting it either.
It might take a while.
Okay, so all those thousands of images are going to Google to help diversify the pool. Okay, that makes sense because what they're saying is their normal pool of photographs is full of too many white people. People of color. That's what I'm seeing here. Which makes perfect sense that they would, go out and take more thousands of more images.
Yeah, because I was just thinking, why don't they just use Google Photos? They should have loads of billions of examples of Google Photos.
Obviously, they had a whole lot more white images than anything else.
Well, no, it's not just that. Like, whatever person of color they would have in Google Photos, the photos was it's the wrong camera algorithms in the first place. So it wasn't properly exposed for them. Yeah, so they would have to use.
But it sounds like their pool didn't have enough people of color too. So I think they went out and did the right thing,
So Gary is asking if this is for the Android camera or Pixel camera.
As far as I know, it's for the Android camera, but they definitely said Pixel first.
Yes, it says Google camera algorithms to work the same for all different types of people, but at least Google is admitting that there are problems and trying to fix it. So it's gonna Pixel cameras will see the improvements first.
So my guess is in a few months you'll see it coming up on more cameras. I mean, on more phones.
Sorry, I lost the article. Come on, show me the article. Oh, there it is.
Okay.
Boom. Oh, come on. But like going up, like you see how she looks when Google likes to like contrast for everything. It fades out her skin tone. Yep.
And you almost lose everything below her chin.
Well, that's the shadow.
Right? Well, yeah, but the shadow is too much. That's the point.
Well, no, they kind of decrease the shadows to reduce the contrast to show everything, so it washes out her skin and hair.
Yeah, well, that is true. Okay, I'll buy that. And of course, you're the photographer.
But what I was going to say, like there was this Simone Biles. Like people were complaining, like for her Vogue photo shoot, where that was the same problem that she had, where and they had a professional photographer there too, where
but he can't. He washed out the hardware.
They washed out her skin tones, and people are just like, ugh.
Yeah. And that's the thing. When somebody's really beautiful, you're going to mess it up like that. Now he's back to the Gary we know and love, okay?
Now that the article is over, yeah. But yeah, I'm very excited for this because, you know, on my LG G8X, the camera apps, sometimes it gets it right, sometimes it the problem, like the LG G8X has a problem with, in terms of not just like black skin tones, it's also the undertones for black people. LG just gets it wrong horribly, where if a person
have more undertones than others, that's true.
Well, yeah, the main undertones for black people is it's either going to be a red undertone or like a yellowish undertone. But
yeah, I see a red undertone most of the time. But you're more into it than I am, so you'll notice what I won't.
Yeah, so Crystal, if you're gonna bring up her, let me go bring up her. Sorry, Crystal, you're gonna be she's lucky I can't superimpose her thumbnail. But yeah, based on her lips, it looks like she has more of a red undertone. But yeah, LG would look at that and say, no, I don't care. It would just give people of color, well, just black dark skinned people yellow undertones, and it would almost make it look, it would almost like goldify their skin, like give it a golden sheen. It would do that for me, even though I have like yellow undertones.
I can see that.
It would hyper, so it would make my skin look too golden at times.
Okay.
And that's LG.
I never heard the word goldify before, by the way.
But no, like I don't know if you remember my my Google, when I was doing the LG comparison video with the Google Pixel camera app and the stock camera app. On the stock camera app, you would see how you prefer how the colors looked on the on the Pixel, right?
Right.
On the Pixel camera app.
Is this the one you did out? This is the one you did outside, yes?
Yeah, the outside when I jumped into the pool.
Okay,
if you remember, when I was trying to swim in the pool. The Pixel did way better than the LGs for like, you know, showing the colors of my skin.
But then at the same time, you would expect the Pixel to be better than an LG as far as cameras go. You know?
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. And
so you picked very good stories tonight. Of course, I got all excited when I saw you had the Android 12 beta thing in there.
Then Gary's like, dude, I actually got an update. I got an update last month, Gary. I was very surprised. It was nothing too sensational.
Yeah, and so did the Velvet. The Velvet did too.
Let me go see what preparing the search. Hold on.
I don't turn my Velvet on very often. But now I'm glad I have Android 12 on both my Pixel phones.
Let me see what about phone, what security update it put me on. Software version, Android 10 still. Where software info.
Yeah, my Velvet
it put me on.
behind.
Yeah, I hadn't gotten a security update in a year, and yeah, the last update put me on April 1st, 2021 for a security patch. So that was good. Yeah, Gary. I got a security update for April, up to April 21. It was a year late, but you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm getting updates. Still not Android 11, for goodness sake. But
okay, now we're on to the to our usual bit of excitement for the finish.
Oh my God, Gary, that's hurtful. That is so hurtful. He's telling that LG Stylo 6 got the May update. A Stylo is on a higher security update than the flagship version.
Terrible? That's terrible. But you know they sell a lot more stylos than they probably sell anything else.
But what was I gonna say?
Yeah. And by the way, just before the show started, I got an email from LG.
Did you?
Yeah, just a little while ago, right around this time this show. So let me see if I see it on my phone. It's not here. So, oh, here it is. Here it is. LG Electronics USA. Save the date. Sign up now and join LG and see what's inside, guys, for a live event next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. They're going to be selling something. Don't miss LG and what's inside for this fun and entertaining live shopping event on Instagram. Get incredible savings and offers next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Instagram. They're going to be trying to sell stuff off. So I just thought that was interesting. They're trying to, not lose completely on everything.
I'm getting a light if I'm going to be doing another cigar. I can't be living like this.
Now, do you need a more, I know nothing about cigars. Is it because it's not a really expensive cigar, or what's the deal?
No, the deal is the matches, okay?
Oh, well, don't they have special lighters for cigars?
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
That's what you need to get.
Yep.
If you're going to be Mr. Big Stuff, you got to bring it, brother.
There we go. But yeah, Gary's saying it's probably going to be a microwave or fridge.
Yeah. Well, they have no problem selling fridges and washer and dryers or TVs. So I'm thinking they're going to be trying to sell what is mobile devices. That's my guess.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we have come towards the end of the show, and we like to put in a spot for the glowing rectangle subreddit.
Yep.
Let me go share my screen. Okay.
Let me go see who's on top. Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the glowing rectangle subreddit is for those techies where we have a community where real person reviews, smaller blogs, YouTubers can share any story that they find interesting with the tech spin on it. Feel free to go ahead and share it to the glowing rectangle subreddit where it will be consumed and enjoyed by other techies such as yourself who's doing the sharing.
Yep.
While you're there, just go to, let me just show you how to get there. Just go to reddit.com/r/glowing rectangles. Again, that is www.reddit.com/r/glowing rectangles. And there you will find any number of great stories. Creator of the subreddit is some gadget guy, also known as Juan Bagnell. And the top story of today, let me go click today is...
Yeah, I was surprised that was the top story.
Redmi Note 10 unboxing by whom? They didn't put the creator in the title.
No, they didn't. It just says it was uploaded by Ed Colby.
Gizmo Hub. You can see it here when you share the video. Gizmo Hub. 1,000 subscribers, and they do a review of the Note 10. Second top story is on the Android 12, everything you need to know.
And I thought that would be the top story. I was surprised it was second.
By Konisola Osinubi. 2,000, almost 3,000 subscribers. Go get it. And third top story is by the Friday Checkout by Tech Alter, where he talks about what we just did about Google and Samsung finally joining forces to make Wear OS better.
And the next story.
You want to go? What is it about, George?
It's about the Surface Duo. You know, the phone that I love. Well, if it's a phone, even I don't know that. But that's why I have to watch what I buy, because I know I'm going to buy that one when it comes out.
You can currently buy it for $700, guys.
I mean, yeah, I'm talking about the new one when it comes out. Yeah, I still have mine. I still love mine.
We
I
don't know
think
about a
we
new
all
one.
do, all of us that have it. There's something about that device that you just love it. And you can't help but love it, even though you probably shouldn't. Yeah.
And then, we have someone talking about a wireless mic, the Hollyland Lark 150. Oh no, what did I do? Let me backtrack. Come on, back away.
Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Oh, that's Tech Velour. Yeah.
And then someone's looking at the ZTE Axon 30. Is coming for every smartphone in 2021.
They keep pushing it. Well, obviously Jay will. Well, then if Jay will thinks so, I got to think about it.
And then someone's looking at the Galaxy Fold, the original one. Is it the original one?
That's also
yeah, it's the original one.
Yeah, that's also right. Tech Velour. So she's been busy.
Well, no, it's posted by Tech Velour. This is from Grant.
Oh, it's from Grant. That's right. Okay, I see it.
And then we have some more.
Tech King Mike is right behind him. Yeah.
Yeah, about the Xiaomi Mi 11.
Yeah.
And then the next story by Trenton Tech Rant, where he talks about the new 2021 iPad Pro being available in stores before people even got their pre-orders. Suckers.
Really? That's unusual.
Apparently they did this before with the whole MagSafe charges where, they're giving people a chance to pre-order it, but it was available in stores before the pre-orders even went out. So they followed this with the 2021 iPad Pro.
Okay.
So apparently going forward, don't even bother, unless it's maybe the iPhone where you expect to sell out, don't even bother pre-ordering at this point because it's probably going to be available in the stores sooner.
Yeah, I got I ordered everything together online. So, of course, everything kind of showed up. 2 of them showed up one day, and the MagSafe charger, I think, showed up the next day.
And, no, let me put this back up. It looks like we might have a new challenger, folks. Oh, but first, Gary, I believe this is a Honduran cigar. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, so she's posting for, okay. Simplistically Digital. Okay.
Let's go see what she's about.
Yeah, this one I've never seen before.
Can you hear anything? George?
Not from yours. I was listening to it from mine, though.
Oh. This is her welcome page. Yes, she's a V YouTuber, which means she's I think she's using something like VR to do her videos instead
her
of
channel name
herself.
has changed too.
How do I do this again? Yeah.
Yeah, you're better at this than I am.
Nope. Not like that. I gotta disconnect my AirPods.
That's it. Yeah, you gotta disconnect your earbuds. That's what I always do.
All right. Let's try it out.
Digital. Yes.
Now we hear it. You go back to the beginning, though.
10 times fast. Hey there, this is Erica Swarthy Daisy, and thank you so much for watching this video. You might have noticed that my channel name has changed to Simplistically Digital. Yes, Simplistically Digital. Try to say that 10 times fast.
Simplistically digital, simplistically digital, simplistically digital, simplistically digital, simplistically digital, simplistically digital, simplistically.
Nah, you messed it up on the 5th one.
What? No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You messed up the word digital.
But yes,
remember, you got a musician's ear here.
Like more of what we discuss here on this platform and on this channel, which is simplistically or making digital a simple process. So on here we have tutorials, we look at devices, we look at applications, and a lot more. We also have a lot of fun during our game night. Make sure to check out my community tab because on there I post different polls and different information every
week. So I was just going. Let me just go to our page real quick. Let me just do a quick subscribe because I'm not subscribed.
Okay. I'm trying to remember what she didn't say what the old name was that she changed from.
different.
My name has changed, and here is why. Boop. We can probably go back in time since we're so curious.
I want to go back in time. Now you got me to Huey Lewis, see?
Let me superimpose this, make it bigger. 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 No, what happened? There we go.
Okay.
Okay, so she's always used Vion as a YouTuber, so not quite seeing a name here. Let's go 7 months ago where she's looking at an iPhone 6s in 2020.
Okay.
Hey y'all, super quick video here. I just scored this iPhone 6s for $50. I bought it off of a friend. It only has this one little minor blemish, so a crack on the bottom right side. But otherwise, the body looks great. It was kept in a case.
Okay, so nope, she didn't really introduce herself there.
But I'm recognizing the voice, so it must be somebody that I'm subscribed to. I'm thinking already. Oh well, let me go see if Simplistically Digital is in my subscriptions, because if I'm already subscribed to her, it would be there, of course.
Okay, let's try this one. 6 years ago, iCross cup holder.
I guess that she's been at this longer than I have.
And they're Hey there, Erica Swarthy Daisy here. I have the iCross.
There you go.
Okay, got it finally. Okay, so I don't think I subscribed. I've subscribed to her already.
Erica Swirly Daisy.
Yep. I thought I recognized the voice.
Reminds me of that, what was that song? Daisy? I just watched the movie 2001 Space Odyssey.
The song is Daisy. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer. That was the song. That was a 1902 or 3 hit song. Even I wasn't born yet.
Oh, Ren, you were great. What are you talking about? I didn't participate much. You participated more than you did last week.
Ren's, you're always great, and you know it. Well, you should know it anyway.
You should know
We
it.
appreciate you very, very much, brother.
You do. But
it's 4 minutes to 10 or 3 minutes to 10 already. We did good.
So that's all, folks. Feel free to tune in next week on Mobile Geezer's channel.
Yeah, we'll be here. And I hope everybody has a wonderful and blessed weekend. And here it's going to be for the first time this year. It's going to be in the 90s tomorrow and Sunday, which means we're back in my weather. I will be loving it.
It's just been raining here in Texas this whole week.
I love 90-degree weather. And it's going to be sunny both days, which means I'll be riding the bicycle both days and probably the motorcycle on Sunday.
Well, we're signing off, folks. Thank you for tuning in, and you guys have a